Okay, the state is amplifying the sound of plane activity inside of this room, and as I record it, meaning as I turn on this camera, immediately turning down the volume of that plane, which, as I've shown in video after video, the state is flying over right now. I'm just not opening the door. I'm showing you what are the engagement and the criminal elements inside of this room. Again, using that television, which, as you saw, the menu at the bottom of the screen showing that it was turned back on, and that menu speaking to what was the channel Nickelodeon, and that menu only being on the screen for less than 2 seconds. The menu remains on the television screen for longer than that. That is the state that is controlling that television, turning off the menu as I'm documenting in real time what is controlling that communication device to create light and audible activity while the state is listening to me sleep, using it as a means of not only harassment and a threat, controlling inanimate objects, very weird conduct while it's engaged in this demonic targeting, monitoring with the people of the state of California who are at economy and monitoring with it, creating audible activity, controlling the swamp cooler, turning it off as I have it on, controlling that. It's not on and I left it on. That's the state controlling that. The state is creating light activity as it is aiming light, making this stationary light that it is aiming inside of the window, again, underneath a shaded structure where what is the fake sun that is above the building. This is impossible light activity. I've already shown this. What I'm showing is what is the ongoing creation of light activity. The state makes this light dynamic as group stalkers are present on the venue, engaging in activity creation that the state creates impact inside of this room while they do so. They're not innocent and doing so ignorantly. This is the engagement in the criminal elements of light activity and relevant positioning. The state immediately turning down the volume of that amplified sound of plane activity inside of this room as I start recording right now, which is not in any way evidence of the state that is not stalking. I've already demonstrated the state is stalking. The state is monitoring the inside of this room at Economy Inn, and that is why the state turns down the volume of that plane activity. It's been engaged in the series of plane activity and helicopter activity all morning while it is listening to me sleep, right? So literally creating that activity as it is listening to my breathing pattern, engaging and creating sensational activity in the room, and creating light and audible activity using the television, using this refrigerator, using plain and audible activity, creating light activity inside of this room through this window. Do you see the light all on the ceiling? This is the state aiming light, and it is also that which is in motion. It's made dynamic as the state creates light activity at the ceiling. You create light activity on the ceiling as you are aiming light upward, and the group stalkers that are present in relevant position are monitoring in concert with that entity. It is currently 11:53 a.m. And again, that's the west wall. That's light streaming to the west, light streaming to the east, and light streaming upwards onto the ceiling. This is the same identical conduct everywhere that I go with the state's engagement and directed light for purposes of monitoring with communication devices. And this is exactly, as I spoke to, the same exact conduct, not only inside of third-party facilitating venues, but at the state's facilitating venue of what is the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, the state aiming light what was downward inside of the units as I was kept kidnapped, and moving light in all manner of direction. This is P.O.C.